Hey everyone, welcome back to The Loop. Our goal here at The Loop is to help you know Jesus a little better so that you can live like him a little more. Yesterday, I tried to help you understand why it is so important for you to follow Jesus as the Messiah. He is the one who has been anointed by God and appointed by God to defeat sin and death on our behalf, to defeat for us enemies that we could not defeat ourselves. And Jesus has done that for us. Now, as great as that is, we need to recognize that the very problem that creates our need for Jesus is the very reason that it's so hard for us to live for Jesus. Sin is a very real problem in our lives and in our world. So Jesus came to deal with that. But that problem that created our need for Jesus is also the reason that it's so hard for us to live for Jesus. So Jesus tells his followers that if you're going to follow me, you will have to embrace a life of self-denial. In fact, this is how Jesus said it in Mark chapter 8, verses 34 to 37. Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world and yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul?" See, we live in a world that is all about self-gratification. And yet Jesus calls us to a life of self-denial. He calls us to die to sin. He calls us to give up our old ways of life. Why? Because he knew that the very problem that created our need for Jesus, it was also the thing that makes it hard for us to live for Jesus. So let me ask you today, where do you need to deny yourself? Right now, we're in the middle of this season called Lent. And a lot of people in this season, they give up something. They deny themselves for a season. But let me point something out. Jesus didn't just call us to this spiritual practice during Lent. This is a new way of life for us all year long. In fact, Jesus spent his whole life doing this. He said no to sin so that he could say yes to his heavenly Father's will for his life. If it's true of Jesus, I want it to be true of us as well.